The courtroom is empty, and my mind is reeling from the verdict. When the gavel slammed down and hit the podium, I pulsed inside. That sharp throb in your pussy when you're kinda scared, but deeply turned the fuck on. My body knew before my mind could catch up. The judge had spoken, and I was waiting for the executioner to arrive. My pussy clenched in curiosity. Eyes locked on the door. Tight with tension. Wide with wonder. Waiting for the goddamn arrival. And then the door creaked open. And there he was. What a joke. Source. She's so damn good. Precise as fuck. Deliberate as hell. And unapologetic in her artistry. He didn't come wearing chains. He came wearing charm. And I just thought, God damn it. Source got me fucking good. Basketball jersey draped over muscle memory. Sunglasses like a shield, hiding something fucking ancient behind those eyes. A smirk carved from karma that whispered, I know what you came for. Gold dripped on his neck, flexed on his wrist, like he knew he was sent to seduce me into something I'd never come back from. He was the mask and the mystery. The kind of man who doesn't introduce himself. He enters without warning. He didn't make me feel safe. He made me feel seen. And that scared the hell out of me. Because I didn't fall into comfort. I fell into confrontation. He carried the same vices I swore I'd exercised. But this time, they came coded, encrypted, laced with lessons. He wasn't dressed for godliness, he was dressed for wreckage. And baby, I was ready. I was ready to fucking burn. And he matched me, shadow for shadow, desire for desire, a mirror so exact it was eerie. Like the locked files of my own psyche had taken shape in his skin or something. And the wildest part, he had no fucking clue. It was just him being him. His identity wasn't random. It was precision. A perfect algorithm sourced straight from my own goddamn programming. He matched my fractures with ease. He mirrored my mask without effort. He spoke fluently in the native tongue of my wounds and wetness. Because when he spoke, it cracked something open in me. Something familiar. But I couldn't quite put my finger on it. It was fondness fused with deja vu. Like we'd always known each other. We met in the marrow. And we always picked up right where we left off. Going straight to the soul. It was the kind of combination that just splits a woman open, you know? That wanting and warring all at once. My body knew. She begged. She pulsed. She tried to distract herself, to play it cool, to be detached about it. But the moment he entered my field, My life force lit up. Sure, I could have channeled that into art or some shit, but I was dying for the alchemy. On one hand, I wanted the thrill, the trigger, the spiral. On the other, I was squinting with one eye open and one eye shut, desperate to see but terrified of what would rise. Because what if what I found fucking ruined me? And goddamn did my mind have some stories. Because he was, by societal definitions, a red fucking flag. Wild, unbound, unpredictable. And that's what scared me. Because it's what I wanted for myself. The unfiltered, the untamed, the fuck it all fire. I lost mine somewhere between trauma and becoming a mama. And I wanted to rip through the cage walls. He mirrored my unlived freedom. And that was the real danger. He teased the terror. He danced with the dark. He didn't shift to soothe me. He didn't perform to protect me. And that's what cracked something open in me. Because what do you do? What do you do with a man who doesn't just touch your body, but challenges the blueprint of your entire being? The mind wanted to protect me. It tried to warn me. But my soul, my pussy, it was yearning for truth. It was yearning to find the true Kelly. And I made a fucking decision. I wasn't gonna play by the rules of right or wrong, good or bad, saint or sinner. I was done with the labels. I was here for the intention. I wasn't looking for the home in the rain. I wanted liberation. I wanted raw. I wanted wild. I wanted to be fucked into freedom. I wanted to moan in the face of fear and spit in the face of society's script. To come so loud the cages shattered on my own fucking protection. Because this wasn't about love. It was about liberation. And he was the storm she summoned to crack the damn code wide open. And isn't that what they say? That your deepest desires scare you? That's why we run, that's why we sabotage. That's why we cling to safe and call it love even when it dries us out inside. Because the real ones, the desires that make your bones quake, they terrify you. Not because they're wrong, but because they're true. And this man, he embodied every single one of them. I couldn't trust him farther than I could throw his big ass. But I also couldn't resist him either. Because something in me recognized him. Not as safety, but as the signal, the mirror, the trigger, the spell. He was the exact coordinates of my own contraction. The code to the doors I had locked. The man I would have judged if I hadn't been the one dripping for him. And maybe that's the thing about desire. It doesn't wait for approval. It doesn't follow your plan. It shows up unannounced, wearing a fucking basketball jersey, and dares you to surrender to your own becoming. He called me Kitty Cat Kells, and man, did we play some fucking cat and mouse. I'd pounce, ready to play, then dart the moment he poked a fear I wasn't ready to face. Not because he did anything wrong, but because he did exactly what he was coded to do. See, I wasn't playing with a man. I was playing with a mirror, with a spell, with a subconscious command signed in this courtroom and sent into motion. I forgot that at times. I forgot that when the judge slammed the gavel and said, "He's arrived, you will let him fuck you open so the spell can break." That wasn't just poetry. It was programming. The intention had been cast. The file was open. The death was in motion. So of course he triggered the fuck out of me. Of course he poked the exact fears that made me skittish. Of course he touched the ache of my exile, the terror of not being chosen, the panic that maybe I always would be too much and still not enough. He wasn't doing it to me. He was playing out the prophecy that I agreed to. I was so busy judging him for the role, I forgot I wrote the script. I thought I was falling into patterns. But really, I was falling into the plan. Or was the plan the patterns the plan? Who the fuck knows? But then, I saw it clearer than ever. The pleasure, the pain, the way we weren't separate, and neither were they. The praise and the punishment, the way he could spit in my mouth and then disappear for days. The way I'd come so hard my thighs would shake. One hand could fit around my throat. The other held my wrist like it did 10 lifetimes ago. And it hurt so fucking good. And still, I kept crawling back to the edge. Because it wasn't about him. It was about the range. The rage and the release, the exile and the ecstasy. The fact that I could be soaking wet and spiritually wrecked in the same breath. And maybe, just maybe, that's what made it real. Source showed me, you want to be free? Then stop running from the ache and learn how to alchemize it. So I did. I stopped demonizing the trigger. I stopped pointing the finger. And I started seducing the motherfucking muse. I said, if I'm gonna be dragged through this fire, I'm gonna make it hot and holy. I'm going to make it wet with wisdom. I'm gonna make it make me fucking wealthy. Because the pain didn't make me broken. It made me a better lover, a better channel, a better woman, wetter, richer, truer. And so, I opened wider. Not to him, to it all, to what wanted to be birthed through me. And maybe he thought it was just sex. Maybe he thought he was just fucking me. But I knew what he was doing. I let him enter me not because I needed him, but because I was ready to become her. He said he was the wizard, but little did he know I was using him as the wand, the offering, the carrier of code. I turned his cock into consortium. In my body, she became the temple. Because I had already made the decision. This man will make me into the woman who calls in millions. I didn't need him to stay. I needed him to strike the match. I needed to feel the burn between my legs and the surge in my bones. I needed to remember myself from the inside out. So when he came, I claimed. I set the fucking intention that every moan would be a money spell. That every thrust would rewire the shame. That every drop of sweat would sanctify the soil of my womb. That every tear, every tremble, every toe-curling, soul-ripping orgasm would plant a new fucking reality into the earth of my being. And I let that energy pour into me like motherfucking prophecy. And I told God, use this. Use him. Use this fuck as a funnel fire. Let this be the spell that bursts the version of me who never asked for permission again, baby. Allow it to break me free. Because the point wasn't him. The point was the portal. And baby, I knew how to fucking open it.